If you asked me who's your favorite artist, I probably wouldn't be able to answer it without saying the following. That's a broad question. What type of artist? Musically or visually? Well, I probably have a few answers depending on certain factors, so I really can't answer it right now. But I think I've come to the conclusion that out of all the creators out in the world, the one that inspires me on the most fronts is Jack Stauber. His music's on all of my playlists. I've seen nearly almost every video he's put out. I did a college homework assignment based on one of his songs, and if you sort my channel's videos by oldest, you'll see that one of the first 4 videos I put out was a cover of Buttercup. Plus, I'm a big independent animation fan, and if you saw the video that I put out like a month or 2 ago, you might remember that I said I was going to make a video solely on this creator. And Jack Stauber's Opal, which I might be making a video on, along with some of his other works, hopefully in October, fingers crossed.
God damn it.
And so, that day has come. Today, we're diving into the wonderfully bizarre world of Jack Stauber. This video is going to be about my takes and viewpoints on some of my favorite projects that are on Jack's channel, as well as some really defining pieces. I'll also be dabbling into some albums, as well as some extra live stuff that was posted to YouTube. If you came here for an in-depth personal discussion about Jack and his life, this is the wrong place. I just want to talk about how cool his stuff is. Now, to start it all, I've got to pick the first video. So many different mysterious and creepy shorts to choose from, but I think I know the perfect one.
See, the rain is nice, but I don't really like getting wet.
Rain is such a perfect little encapsulation of Jack's style, without being too jarring. In just 33 seconds, it takes you through this entire story. Starting off with that nostalgic organ and those slow keys to really settle you in, the man then sets up the conflict of his situation with the rain pouring down on him. So he walks under an awning as the solution to his problem. Going by the rules of real life, you'd expect him to just be fine. Or if you're thinking more storytelling, maybe there's a problem getting to the awning or something underneath keeping him out. But in Rain, it keeps on raining. And instead of finding a new solution or trying to make this one better, it just ends. It offers up this sinking feeling like a puzzle with one missing piece. The story feels intentionally incomplete. It's depressing for the man because while he didn't like getting wet, he still appreciated the rain calling it nice. But now, underneath this world-breaking awning, he looks even worse off, knowing that there's nothing more to do about it. I also really like looking at this from a meta perspective between character and creator. Staring directly at the animator as he talks, he tells them that he doesn't like getting wet, but through some sort of spite or joke, his creator continues the rainfall despite the man's displeasure. His facial expression in the final line has a feeling of anger that fades into acceptance, and finally, a gloom as he realizes he has no control over his own existence. Something else I noticed about Rain is the presence of the 5 stages of grief. In those last few lines, we see him questioning the rain, angered by the rain, pleading with the rain, and finishing in a depressed state of acceptance. This definitely doesn't mark Jack's only use of the idea, as one of the episodes of his first large-scale collab with Adult Swim, Shop, a pop opera, revolved around it. Shop isn't the first project associated with them, as 2 shorts named Valentine's Day is Not for the Lonely and Wishing Apple came before it, but Shop really blew everything out of the water in terms of production and depth. Like I said, one of the episodes, Cheese, is about the 5 stages of grief, with each stage accompanied by a cheese pun.
I can make these decisions on my own.
But that's only scratching the surface of what this series has to offer. Every episode features an item that represents a character, that represents a feeling of existentialism that the main character, not Jeff, goes through in song form. Living your life to its fullest before dying, not being defined by a lifestyle, the constant crumbling of life and order, repetition and trying to have too much order, craving and addiction, and the slippery slope of indecisiveness. What, is that not like a regular shopping trip for you? On top of the thought-provoking messages, crazy and creative visuals, and the great character work in writing, design, and voice acting, the music fucking slaps.
What's an artisanal me? What do my clothes and panties stop then. Which ones are my artisanal friends?
What's an artisanal me?
Shop is such a cool series and is the project that I would recommend any first-time Jack Stauber viewer. It's funny, it's depressing, and above all, it's a great time. Also, shout out to Shop Repop and all the people that end up working together on the Jack Stauber collab animations. It's always really fun to watch those come together. Shops are a decently common theme in Jack's works. J.C. Penney and the mall are mentioned in the song Getting My Mom On. Take Tooth is about paying stuff with teeth via the Tooth Fairy. John and Nancy's intro is sampled from a vendor in a flea market. A Confession mentions going to the store.
To the store and I picked you up a snack, but I ate it on the way home. Whoops.
In the old shorts Good and Then Some, Jack as the main character is a store cashier. And then there's the song At the Store, and yeah, I don't think I need to explain that one. This pattern isn't crazy or weird, it's happened a few times and I think that's pretty neat. There's another locational theme that I noticed, although it's not nearly as common. That being said, if I had a nickel for every time Jack Stauber has made a video involving libraries, I'd have 3 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened thrice. Peanuts is goofy and Koi Boy is a fucking banger. But I kinda wanna lean into library a bit more. We're slowly getting darker and darker with these. It's funny it's called library because it isn't really even about one. It's just mentioned in a throwaway line at the beginning. Everything after that is a bit of a journey. The video's all about how it feels to forget the details of someone who's gone. In this case, a mother. It's such a chilling video as you watch a representation of what vicious, harming realities your mind can make up in situations of this degree. He's imagining some sort of game show, and behind each curtain is a person that may be slipping from his mind. The laughter from the audience, the heckling, the ending of him stuck in his own head, still face down in his pillow. I think above everything, the sound design in this short is phenomenal. There's this one part that gives me the chills every time.
Correct! Wait. You don't remember what she looks like?
Library is one of his most hard-hitting pieces. But we're not quite at the top yet. There's still some darker videos that I want to discuss. Welcome back to Tier List Tuesday. Today we're wrapping up our list of how I would fare in a fight with each of Jack Stauber's characters. Let's just jump into it, yeah? Alright, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Did you like that quick shift in tone? Because Jack's uploads are exactly like that. I don't think I could find a better representation of that than with these 2 videos. Hot Dogs is about a dad who finds a hot dog roller in the trash and cooks up some glizzies while talking to his son about the world. It's adorable and there isn't really much else to talk about, it's just really cute. But the video that was uploaded before that is this stressful representation of anxiety and how we feel about the world around us all the time. Just listen to the sound design between these two. The whiplash you'll receive is immense.
These are cold. Guess this doesn't work, huh, Dougie? I love you.
Every time I watch Will, I get so nervous, even though I know what's gonna happen. The process of watching this little guy tinker with unknown buttons and levers around him while creepily grunting as timers move sporadically. Ugh, let's move on. I'm starting to feel a little queasy. One of my favorite videos is the one that uses YouTube and video as part of the viewing experience. Video Man is chilling for multiple reasons. 1, he's addressing the viewer, which makes things even more personal. 2, there's this distant booming sound, which I'm convinced is supposed to be like gunshots. Those sounds get louder and louder as you get closer to the end, which, you know, put 2 and 2 together. Poor guy. 3, it's one of, if not the most stagnant videos on the channel. There's the VCR effects, the screen outline on some of the booms, and the mouth animation. The character himself doesn't move, and neither does the background. Which makes the whole thing worse because number 4, he's singing about how he's trapped to permanently sing you the same message over and over and over. He's jealous of us because we get to go do something else afterwards, but he's stuck.
I am so jealous of you, you get to walk away.
One of the most alive characters that Jack has ever created is stuck in a 30-second video, never to leave his cage. Okay, let's move out of the dark and gloom for a second. I need something to lighten up my mood, and I should probably touch on this just a little bit more. Jack and his style are so damn unique. It's one of the most individualistic styles I've ever seen. It's not one that I feel like people can just easily recreate because it feels so interconnected to Jack and his life experiences. The claymation, the MS Paint, I'm not kidding. The weird 3D animation, the physical acting, the vocal style. It's so easy to forget, but 99% of the characters are voiced by Jack himself. And then there's the music, which is just so fucking cool. There is a separation between his YouTube and micropop discography and his like more classic studio albums, you know? But it's all still him. He's created music that doesn't really fall into a genre or category, and to me, that's the most impressive part. Fuck that, actually. The most impressive part is the amount of fucking stage presence this guy has. In the video titled How to Make a Pop Song, Jack's also just really funny and his crowd work is great. There's some real bangers in this. The Clear Milk is great.
Music was invented in the 80s.
And my favorite,
Just don't worry about it. If you ever get anxious, just make a bass line.
back to his music, we're initiating the top 10 Jack Stauber songs according to me because I don't have anyone else to talk to about this, and if you've made it this far into the video, you probably don't care if I give my opinion on it. Milk. It's funny, it's sad, it's a song about expired milk. Do cry over spilled milk because goddammit it's not fair. Man, that milk deserved better. Mirror Man. We're not there yet. Just give me a minute, okay? Dog Nightmare. Nothing like a killer chill bass line. The ad-libs and instrumental flair make this song so fun to try to unpack every single time I give it a listen. John and Nancy. This song was always up there for me, but the lore around it just puts it over the edge. The song seems to be about the pain of dreaming up someone's death, which is a really specifically fucked up situation. But god damn it, the song slaps. It's so catchy and super fun to sing to. And the kind of breakdown bridge section slaps extra. Dinner is Not Over extended. I aced a college assignment with this song, so I feel like it has to be up there for me. It's all about death. And that's how you know it is the perfect song to throw it back to. It's very clear with its idea of not skipping dinner for the dessert of death, but in the bridge, I always got this hint of something else with that hold me down until I'm fine line. It almost seems like a bad thing. Like it kinda works, but it's not the best solution. More like the easiest solution. Jack's range is displayed so well here, both the lows and the highs are incredibly memorable. Also, the line, got to where living is something you do for the time, is fuck. Leopard. What music style is this song? Yes. No, here, listen.
You no harm. I got my smile and my sweetheart in my arms.
Open up, I'm alive.
Those are from the same song. What the fuck? The use of all the tone and instrument changes add this really sick word painting as the entire song is about the different feelings of change. This song may be the most jammable one. Yes, I will belt this out in the shower. No, I will not apologize. Pizza Boy. The lore behind this song also runs deep, but all that aside, fuck. No matter where I'm at, if this song comes on, it will spawn a blanket out of the ether just for me to maintain the fetal position under. Give it a listen if you don't believe me. Buttercup. I know it's the most popular one, but like, come on, dude. This song is just so well made. Killer bass line, 6 strings, nice synths, and the vocals?
Fine, electrify my golden tooth.
God damn, they're so good. Hey, there's a reason why I wanted it to be my first cover. I mean, it was mostly because I could actually get the bass line down, but whatever. Fighter Extended. I think this is actually the rare song where the percussion really shines. I mean, there's a fucking cowbell for God's sake. I really like the theme of identity in the lyrics here. The falsetto into the rock and roll sound is such a cool transition that makes this song so fresh. And I've got some good nostalgia with this song, so that always helps. Band-Aid. 16 seconds. This 16-second jingle is my favorite Jack Stauber song. I don't know why. It's comforting, it's groovy, it's catchy, it's fun. The song's short, and so is my explanation for it. I mentioned a couple of extended songs, and what those are like short micro pops, as Jack calls them, that were given this like full song treatment and released as part of EPs. I bring this up because his 6th and most recent EP, the Turkey EP, was the one that I was first around for. There are always those releases with like artists or game series that just kind of like stand out because you were there for it, you know? Listen, it's like the best feeling when new shit fucking materializes on your homepage. And I remember exactly where I was when I first listened to it. February 8th, 2020. Just 1 year before the world went to shit. I was in a van with a bunch of people that... How am I gonna fit Benny Worm into this video? I just recorded over the whole story. Well, that answers that question.
Anyway,
Speaking of 2020, there is one song from that year that I haven't talking about that I really need to. Yeah, I'm talking about New Normal. Holy shit, if we're talking about the best of his 2D animations, I have to give it to this. The visuals are crazy good with the representation of faces and the cycle of life and death constantly being thrown at you. The editing as well is phenomenal. The glitches give it this perfect extra edge of horror. The idea of the song seems to be one of accepting hard change in your life, with the most visually prominent example being death. I actually thought this video was made during the pandemic, just based on how well it was kind of like translating to things happening at the time. No, it came out like 3 days after lockdown. It was a massive hit for everyone, and is one of Jack's most standout pieces for sure. And speaking of standout pieces, it's Opal time. Opal is what I, as a viewer looking in on all of his pieces, consider to be his finest work. It takes a lot of the aspects that Jack has used in other projects, with multiple kinds of animation, the story structure similar to Shop, dark themes of his most impactful works, and the twists and turns that I've come to enjoy from videos like Library, Able, and Future, among others. His storytelling, his character designs, his music, it's all cranked up to 11 here, and kinda like I said in my YouTube animation video, it's crazy that an artist just made this and posted it to YouTube for free. Opal tells the story of a girl who lives with a neglectful and downright abusive family. It's horror to the 9th degree, because not only is it creepy and eerie and surprising, it's painful to watch what Claire's going through as you only see a glimpse of her life. 12 minutes of her constantly trying to escape and avoid her family, trying to convince herself that there's something up there for her in the attic. But all there is her bed and the sign that constantly reminds her of somebody else's better life. The intro does a really good job setting the scene, giving a little teaser for what's to come, and grounding the story in reality by using fully practical, realistic shots of each family member's corresponding environments, as this almost dreamlike grand opening plays, its energy crescendoing in and out. There's so many new details that I recognize every time I watch. The dad's face starting out in his position on the billboard, then snapping to a new one signifying the start of Claire's daydream. All the times you can see the lights from the billboard early on. And speaking of, I actually didn't originally understand that the lights click off and then back on. That's what scares her into the house. The fake grandpa's only line being "Hi, Opal" shows that he can recognize her, unlike her real grandpa.
Hi, Opal!
You're not Claire.
Sight is actually a huge aspect of this story, as every single family member has something affecting their vision, with mirrors, drugs and alcohol, and even straight up blindness. There is also a second kind of obstruction going on here, viewpoint obstruction. All 3 family members are so self-centered in their own ways of thinking, and they end up using Claire as sort of an exhaust pipe or punching bag to keep them feeling better about themselves. She acts as the conduit to their own shortcomings, and for Claire, it does nothing but wear her down to the point where she spends her time at home fantasizing about living with a better family, dancing on tables, and simply just being seen. And also, the music fucking slaps. Let's go! And those are all of my ramblings about Jack and his works. There's so much to talk about, like the teeth obsession, Juice and Zaki, however you pronounce that, and his super secret Burger King performance. But I don't really want to go over them too much, because I want people to enjoy discovering things for themselves. You might like it, you might not. You never know if you don't try. He's been quite dormant on his public accounts, but he posts to his Patreon pretty consistently. Not trying to shill, just information for those who don't know. Now, without further ado, I'm gonna leave you like Jack left YouTube. Dead baby.
Can he go away?